Tonight, I travel to the Island of Sodor to investigate a very special machine, and I'm not talking about the locomotives. Those of you familiar with the documentary series Thomas and Friends will recognise the location, but tonight it's going to be something special. Regular viewers of the Thomas and Friends series will know that Sir Topham Hatt, the controller of the North West Railway, is usually in the right place at the right time, and the question is, how does he do it? We heard that the answer to this question may lie in our area of expertise, so that's why I've come here to the Island of Sodor to talk to the man himself. You're quite correct, Jeremy. The answer to this does lie with my car. I'd like you to take a look in through the window and tell me what you see. That appears to be the gearbox and steering wheel from an Aston Martin DB9. That's because it is. The body is completely made out of carbon fibre and aluminium, and there's a sports suspension underneath it. You're telling me this is lamb dressed up as mutton? Essentially, yes. And I'm sure you'd like to take it for a test drive. Well, ideally I'd have some sort of race across the island, but to do that I have to have my co-presenters with me.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, we're going to be starting here at Brendam, and our race is going to take us to the Lakeside Harbour at the far end of the Scarlow Railway, up in the middle of the island. As you can see behind me, we'll be travelling on Edward for the first part of our journey. We will need to change trains twice.
Sir Topham, would you like to do the honours?
Yes. On your marks, get set, go! And with that, we were off. Like the car it's based on, Sir Topham's Aston Rolls was quick off the mark. Come on, Edward, we've got a race to win.
You've got it. Not a bad turn of speed for an American.
James, what do you mean American? Edward's as British as the two of us.
No, I was referring to his wheel arrangement of 440. It's the type that was used on the American West, you see. And then the next one up's the 10 wheel, which is the 460. That's 4 leading wheels, 6 driving wheels, and no trailing wheels.
Fortunately, James's monologue was interrupted by a phone call from Jeremy. Hammond, how are you doing? Pretty good, Jeremy. Oh, we're stopping. Really? You don't say. Well, actually I do say, Jeremy. Oh, got to go.
Hammond and I quickly went up to see what was going on. Edward's expression and the tree trunk across the track said it all. Richard was beside himself.
Are you sure you can't get past it?
I'm afraid we'd have to get the breakdown train up from Knapford to clear a blockage of this size.
That was the last thing James and I needed to hear.
I say, Hammond, there's another train over there. Is that Bill or Ben?
Doesn't matter, does it? They can get us to our destination.
Knowing that the other two had been delayed, I was able to relax a bit. Sir Topham had lent me one of his favourite driving CDs to listen to get the full Sodor driving experience. I decided to put it on. Having met the star gentleman, I was expecting something classical along the lines of Mozart or Tchaikovsky. What I got was not what I was expecting.
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself.
While James popped into a nearby signal box, I went up to talk to, well, Bill, as it turned out. Tell me, Bill, have you ever fancied being on TV? TV? I've never really thought about that. A few moments later, we received clearance from the dispatcher and we were soon on our way again.
Meanwhile, I had been stuck at a level crossing. As the train went past, I couldn't believe my eyes.
What? That can't have been Hammond on that caboose. In fact, it had been me on that caboose. I could only imagine how surprised Jeremy would have been. Thanks to Bill, we soon reached Wellsworth Station. While we waited for James, the other James, the locomotive, James decided to give Jeremy a call.
Jeremy, it's James here. Where are you?
Trying to find these mountains. Oh, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Sounds like Jez is having problems. I was. A steamroller, to be precise.
Oi!
Sorry, I called out as I went past. My namesake pulled in a few moments later.
What's this TV camera doing here? Are we being filmed for TV?
It sounded like he hadn't got the memo. Hammond and I climbed aboard and we were soon on our way again. I was beginning to appreciate what Sir Topham had done with his Aston Royce. As with all Rolls-Royces, it was incredibly luxurious. Yet despite this, it was actually lighter than the Aston Martin DB9 on which it was based. He had done away with the traction control as well, resulting in a car that was actually quite nimble. Perfect for the mountains I was approaching.
James and I were also approaching the mountains. As we reached Craven's Gate, I recognised the train that was sitting at the platform. James, isn't that Peter Sam?
Yes it is.
Doesn't he have, well, steaming problems?
Well, the only thing that could really be done to improve that is to fit a diesel ejector, and we just can't do that right now. It would take almost a complete rebuild. Right, this was going to be really down to the wire. Again. Power! Well, would you look at that?
Oh yeah, it's a lovely view up here. Hello, Jeremy. What kept you? Says Captain Slow. Now, which of us got here first? Alright, you've got me this time. Good job, Peter Sam.
Tell me, Hamster, how are you feeling? A little bit sore after being on those narrow gauge coach seats?
Well, a little. That car is the most comfortable sports car I have ever driven. It's like steering a 5-star hotel room. Lovely.